Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
What happened to you?
I'm Rex, he's Daniel. Did
you stick your finger in? Was it windy outside? Is that what's going on here?
It is windy out.
Yeah.
Did
you get a perm? Did you get a perm?
Let me tell you. So before I was able to defend myself, I was like 7, and my mom convinced me. She never had a girl. She convinced me that it was totally reasonable for a young lad to get a perm.
What? No, she didn't.
Dude.
No, she did not.
Hold on.
I'm not buying this.
Hey Siri, call mom.
What? Okay. Okay. I'm hearing something that I'm having a really hard time believing, and you need to confirm. Is it true that at somewhere around the age of 7 or 8, you convinced your young child that a perm was a good idea?
No, I did not tell him.
Oh!
Hold on.
He didn't think that it would be cute to see his hair curled with a curling rod, just to see how cute it would be. But we did not discuss chemical perm.
But you did curl your child's hair.
Sure.
All right.
Love you, Mom.
Alright.
That's close enough.
Close enough. So a perm is a chemical thing?
Yeah, it's a chemical treatment.
All right. All I knew is I had curly hair, and I looked in the mirror. I was like,
it's basically what a perm is it's a chemical treatment that does what you normally do with all of the tools, but it keeps it that way for an extended amount of time.
All right.
It's like the difference between waxing hair and shaving hair.
yeah.
Right. It holds it for longer.
That's the kind of crap I would expect if I had an older sister. Her to, like, put makeup on me.
No, not a mother.
Not a mom, no. That's...
All right, this is from Stephen Lyon.
Stephen Lyon, you magnificent bastard.
This is another budget Islay.
Okay.
This one is Grangestone, which is a company that does several scotches. Single malts are like Glenfogery and Spey River.
We've had Grangestone before.
We've had a couple of Grangestones. We had the 21 and we had single malt or whatever, I think,
right.
Highland. Yeah. This is an Islay blended malt scotch.
Okay. Now, I've actually become aware recently, in the recent few months, of more budget Islas than I realized exist. Islay, it's always like, you got the big iconic distilleries with Lagavulin, Lefroy, Gardbeg, Brooklotic, all that, and having budget Islay options.
I like it. This is a blended malt, so that means there's no grain in here. It's all malts.
Right.
I'm betting Kulila is the dominant percentage, and then followed by... It's got a really meaty smoke note.
Yeah,
almost Ardbeg-like.
Like an overly smoked, like it's
yeah.
It's not quite as savory enough to be the burnt ends with like the sweet fat drippings that just get encrusted.
No, it's that smell when you open the grill.
Yeah.
When you first started it, and the things that were left over before being burned off of the. Burned off of the. What do you call it? The rails.
And more of like a campfire for smoke then. Okay.
Oh, it's
budget.
It's budget. It's watery almost. That's bizarre.
You know what? Here's what I think the big...
It's like watery ash.
It is. And this is what I think the big iconic Islay distilleries are bringing to the table.
Proteins.
Yeah.
The layers oil.
Layers and depth. This is what I think...
This is at 40%.
The flavors we're getting right now is what I think a lot of people who are first experiencing Islay for the first time... That's all they're getting. He's like, oh, this is $90 a bottle, and there's just like ash and smoke, and they're not getting all of like the complexity that we can get after you acclimate to it.
Imagine if you took like a water and then you smoked it in one of those containers, like you would a cocktail, until the water itself picks up all of the smoke notes.
Right.
It sort of tastes like that.
So
a little bit with a dash of honey for flavoring.
I'm gonna say that for an Islay anything,
the nose is nice.
It's simplistic for an Islay anything. But if you are in love with just the smoke elements, and you could go without the dark fruits if it's a sherry cask finish. You could go without the savory meatiness.
Right.
You could go without some of like the molten earthiness. You just want that smoke. Like that campfire.
This is it.
This is it.
Now, on the second
going to be
round,
the dominant range.
On the second round, I'm getting a little more of the florally kind of note in the taste, not in the nose. The nose has not changed. The nose still smells like really ashy smoke with a little bit of honey. The palate, now, 1/3 of the way in, and then it's gone forever. There's a little bit of a floral sweetness.
I think there is a market, but it's a market where you're wanting to spend less money. You just want the smoke.
It's a honeydew.
You just want that smoke note, and you're not needing all of those other layers. Maybe you don't even have the experience to pick up those other layers yet. You just get the smoke, and you are a glutton for that smoky punishment. That'll get you there.
Yeah, now the aftertaste is honeydew melon.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm. If you have to really spread it around and sort of swish it around your palate. Mm-hmm. Don't drink it, just swish it and swish it, swish it. It gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter as you do that.
I just keep getting campfire and ash.
You need more nuance in your life.
Kurt Miller, excellent notes. I've often said the best way to build a rye palate reference is to drink herbal tea.
Yeah, I love this tip.
You'll commonly find peppermint, chamomile, echinacea, hibiscus, stevia, and other interesting herbs in rye. All right.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So the thing is, remember we always talk about in tasting, you can't recall a pattern that you haven't built. And so you can't say this whiskey is eucalyptus notes or floral or honeydew if you haven't established those things as a base level.
Right on.
And you really can get a lot of the herbal base level things in teas that you will then reference in whiskey.
Yep.
Now this is from patron saints boys.
Josh, you patron saint. Was it Gretchen?
Hey, Gretchen.
Hey, Gretchen, you patron saint. Keep spinning so they get it. Keep spinning. Need to get you a pole. Just twirl down that pole.
Yeah, just one hand on it and hold position. All right, I'm excited about this one. This is one of my favorite Andalusia releases.
Okay.
On their special edition list.
Andalusia, Ty Phelps, Master Distiller.
Now, they just released a new one that I really like, but I haven't picked up my bottle yet.
Yeah.
It's still sitting at the distillery.
Now,
but I bought 2 bottles.
I don't know if this counts, but in terms of professional relationships, we're in the same Texas Whiskey Association. Mm-hmm. But we don't have any direct partnerships. We're just in the same group.
We did use one of their whiskeys in the Texas blend that we sold at our distillery.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay. So,
now, this is Stryker, which is their wood smoked malt, not their peat smoked malt, right? And they're using, if I remember correctly, oak, mesquite, and even apple wood.
Okay.
But this is cool. This is a partnership between 2 distilleries in Texas.
Okay.
This is Stryker finished
Treaty Oak
in
rum.
Treaty Oak rum barrels.
And they are also in the Texas Whiskey
Yeah, Treaty Oak is also in the association and just down the street from us.
Right.
This is one of my favorite Strykers to date.
No, it smells, and I'm trying to get some distance from that budget Islay to give it a full and fair.
Yeah, but see, I get the rum on the nose like crazy.
I was about to say, there's this this sweet, buttery almond nose.
With almost metallic sugar sweetness. So I'm just starting to tiptoe into rums, and it's made me pick up a lot faster on rum finished things than I used to.
Yeah.
And I'm picking up a lot of the fundamental characteristics of what my brain would say, now we're in rum.
You know what, I've experienced a few rums too. And in general, what I'm finding is some really nice, interesting flavors that are unique from whiskey, right? It's its own deal. But the density of flavors in whiskey seems to be a bit more. I've yet to find a rum where I'm not really picking up a dominant alcohol note.
There's a lot more mid-range. So here's what it is.
Yeah.
I think, this is pure guesswork, I think because the base that you're using for fermentation is a sugar in rum, right? Not grain.
Okay.
And so what it does is it creates all these sweet high notes, right?
Yeah.
And then you age it,
Yeah.
creates all these dense low wood notes, but there's no mids.
Okay.
So far in most rums I've tried, there's not a lot of mids. I think the grain in whiskey is what fills out the mids. The flavors that grain bring to the table fill out the mid-range.
I'm finding this really nice, I'm still in the nose, beautiful walnut and molasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The molasses jumps out, but I find that in the original Stryker, too.
Oh.
Oh, man, come on, that's so good.
That is like a creme brulee vanilla finish there.
This is,
Wow. That's super nice.
I'm looking for the percent.
I'm gonna say
Just keep looking past
50.
it. Oh, 50. Yeah, it's right. Exactly 50.
You know how I knew that?
How?
Because we did an episode there, and all of the bottles are 50 proof.
Oh,
It's all 100 proof.
you knucklehead.
Yeah.
I didn't. I never picked up on that.
Yeah. So everything that I was finding on the nose is showing up on the taste, but it also finishes with this extra, like I was saying, like creme brulee vanilla finish, like charred sugar shell on top of this thing.
So I'm getting the molasses and wood. I'm also getting some of the more fruity sugared fruit. It's the kind of fruit that's not like real fruit. It's like fruit in a can. Remember when you grew up and you got peaches in a can?
I love that.
And they were just sitting in corn syrup?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that level of sweetness.
I'm healthy. It's my fruit syrup.
I'm eating peaches. It's the fruit part of my lunch. Man, our parents had no idea what was going on with that. I really, really like this.
Yeah, no, that's exceptionally good. That rum finish there. What's you got? You're able to pick out just really dense, rich whiskey notes, and then really recognizable rum notes. They're both there, and they're playing nicely with each other.
This has all the beauty, density, richness, and complexity that the Grangestone wasn't even hinting at.
Yeah, simple budget Islay, and then something that is very nuanced and playing in different fields simultaneously, but in a really nice way. With that, the sweet almond nose, the buttery almond nose, you get the walnut and the molasses in there, and then on the taste you get an oaky element, and then for
It's getting way more oaky as I go further.
no, the oak keeps showing up.
The
but
sugar subsides a
it
little.
doesn't ever get bitter though.
No, it's woody, but it's not bitter.
And then it finishes for me with like this like creme brulee mixed in with like the oakiness creme brulee, crusted caramelized sugar finish, some vanilla right in there. We got Joshua Goodsell drinking this with you from Camp Casey, Korea. It was easy to find. Cheers.
That was on the Valentine's episode. And all I was going to tell him is, hey man, cheers to you for being in the camp in South Korea.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And know that we have a whiskey somm in South Korea. His name is Mark Patton.
Okay.
And he runs a couple of whiskey clubs. So I know, South Korea is not like one town, but
Right.
if you can ever make it into, I think he's in Seoul, then yeah.
You think all Koreans know each other?
Email me. No. That's like all Texans. You're from Texas? I know a guy in Texas.
Right.
You know him? His name's Jeff.
All right, here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I'm fighting for a friend.
You steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.